Hey guys, this is my GT, older GT, but still good. I'm going to be taking the crank, the fork, the head stem completely off, the wheels. The only thing I'm going to be leaving is brakes. Rest of this coming off, I might leave the seat. I don't quite know. Okay, if you want to take the pedal off, too, these are the tools you're going to be needing. Phillips, couple of heads. You don't need this, but hey, you never know. Thing WD-40, 2/5/8 wrench, a 9/16, a pedal wrench, which is either a 16 mil or a 9/16. You can use two crescent wrenches if you need to, or an Allen. Today I'll be using a 6mm Allen, which most up besides the seat post, which I'm not gonna go into that because every bike's different. Then for the back wheel, I'll be using a 3/4, and for the front wheel, I'll be using a 15. Bikes vary; they'll be all different. So the first thing I'm gonna start off is the front wheel. So already tidy lefty-loosey. Should pop right out. If your bearing or your wheel is good or true or whatever you want to talk about, then some of them are different. Some are Allen, some are not. This one here is a 9/16. Comes right out. This is what you use to preload your bearings. Also attached to the star nut in your fork. So go ahead and just unthread that. When you pull that out, go ahead and take your Allen. Undo the pinch bolts. Pretty self-explanatory. Any monkey can do it. Grab your fork, twist your headset off. Boom, comes off. No big deal. You go ahead, you pull your spacer off. I like to keep these in order. Okay, not the right tool for the job, but you walk over. Don't recommend doing that, but hey, if it works, it works. It's getting rebuilt anyway. So go ahead, got your fork. I'm going to set that to the side. And these are cage bearings. So here's your bottom cage bearing. Don't forget that seal. And here is your invert and your top race and your bearing and your dust cap all in one, like it should be. Then your old front end is taken apart. Like I said earlier, we are leaving the brakes, so I'm going to go ahead and I might take off chain, don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and pull off the back wheel, so then it will be easier to pull off that crank. So go ahead and take your 3/4. Also, if you have a socket, that will work too, but for what I'm doing, it's not gonna really matter. Let's go ahead and go over to the other side, loosen that up. Okay, next, after you get your undone. Careful of that spring. It wants to pop out. No, not every bike has this, but some of your, most of your Odyssey brakes will have this. So be very, very careful of that spring because it likes to pop out. And it is a bit of a pain in the butt to back in. So you back off your bolts, slide it in the dropouts. Now if you change a little tight, you just have to get off the front sprocket, which sometimes can be a pain. As soon as you get it off, pretty self-explanatory. You get it off the back driver. Being careful not to touch that spring. There's the spring I'm talking about that helps your brakes return back, so you don't have it rubbing. So you trade aside for now. Now it's time for your crank. We're just going to take off one arm since this is a 3-piece crank. So you just have to take that off, and that whole piece and shaft will slide out from the bearings, and you shall be good. So again, 6mm. Nice thing about BMX is they use almost the same Allen on unless you have your cheap knockoff Walmart BMXs. Which there's nothing wrong with that, just saying. So you're going to be pulling this piece off. Then you'll be pulling that piece off. And it's basically like reverse instead. But you cinch this piece in, and then you tighten that down for installment. Also, another reason I need to grease these threads and everything, because this is pretty well shot. But hey, still holding up. Go ahead and place that over on your bench so you don't lose it, because that can suck losing that. So then you have to go find something new. Okay, next, you're going to get that loose. You don't need to take that all the way out. All you do is you very carefully slide that off. Because you got spacers that do tend to go ahead and just go off. So what I like doing, slide it out a little, get that spacer out, and keep that away from your crank or your headset. Now this one's gonna be a bit stubborn, but basically just popping that out. That should be good. Make sure by 30 should be nothing. If it's assembled correctly, that slides right out. Then you got your bearing, got your sleeve in between the two bearings. And that is how you disassemble pretty much everything besides the seat, which we can go ahead and take the seat off real quick. Pop your Allen in there. Loosen that up. Get it nice and loose. Track that seat off. You don't need to bother with seat collar. Boom, you're done. Like I said, if you want to pull the pedals off, you can. You don't need to, but some people do. And I'm not going to go fully into brakes. The chain can come off. It don't really matter. All this is your basic stuff. And I'll post another video of how to break a chain. Break your standard brake lever. Get at your local bike shop. Frame. Really good frame. Going to be taking these out, putting new ones in, or rebuilt ones in. Calling it good because this is an awesome frame. So, there you have it. Hope y'all have a good day or good night wherever you're watching this from.